Hello, our artificial intelligence weekly updates, July 4th. This is Independence Day, and also the slogan, pivoting isn't a failure, sticking with the wrong thing is. This is from Varun Moha, who is, windsurf. He described his journey of how he changed his business, and so now it's a big company because he pivoted. We'll start with crowdsourced LM Arena leaderboard. The coding, the web dev leaderboard wasn't updated for a long time, but the chatting was updated recently. So if you look at those two leaderboards, you see that Gemini 2.5 Pro is on the top. On text, on chatbots, you see OpenAI, the yellow, and then Claude Opus is blue, and then Gemini, then DeepSeek, and other models. Now, for coding, you see Gemini, DeepSeek, Gemini again, and then Claude, Gemini, and GPT goes only here down, and you see the score. There is a big difference in scores. So for coding, it's definitely between Gemini and Claude. Now, my personal preference for coding is Claude. For other things, it depends. Like, for example, if I want to find how to do something, how to repair something, what to buy, how to fix the problem, whatever, I want the response which is well grounded in the facts. I actually use Perplexity. Perplexity is great. Gemini 2.5 Pro can give you hallucinations, does it all the time. I cannot trust it. Well, if you do deep research, then it's a different story. It will be much better, but it will take longer and it's more expensive. Anyway, let's go next. Baidu Ernie. So this is a big event this week, and this is the reason why I actually decided not to skip this week. Because of the holidays, many people said just skip it. But Ernie is a big event. So Baidu is a huge company. It's like Google, Chinese Google. So they have search, they have many services. It's a big company, and they outsource the family of their models, and they call them Ernie. And the sizes of the models are from very small, like 0.3 billion parameters, to pretty large, 424 billion total. The small models are dense. The bigger models are a mixture of experts. By the way, about naming conventions, there is a famous show called Sesame Street, and this is from 1977, and you see Ernie and you see Bert, right? So Baidu have a model they called Ernie, and Bert is also a model, in fact, very famous. It was coined by Google in 2018, and it is bidirectional encoder representations from transformers. So it's a transformer-based model. It's used for so many things, including embeddings, natural language processing tasks. So it is very important model. Okay, here are the comparison of different models. So what's important? This model is the top model from the top huge company, right? And it is multimodal. It can handle text and images. It is completely open source with Apache 2 license. That means you can do whatever. You can use it for your business, you can change it, you can tune it. In fact, they provide tooling also for free to tune the model, to adapt the model. Something like this, what you think about Meta, like Facebook Meta, they released open models and very good models, but their models are not as good as this one. So this is this is unbelievable. This is you see here they Ernie Kit, fast deploy, like all the tooling. This is a big event in large language models. Next, Huawei released the model. So it's a good model, it's a great model, and it uses a strange architecture called mixture of grouped experts. So the difference when you use mixture of experts, regular model, then some experts may be used much more than others. And here they tried to make it more balanced. So they split in groups, and you select an expert from each group. So for this model, they used Ascend NPU chips, which are their own chips, and they trained it and they do inference, and this inference is very fast. So on one of the models, probably the smaller one, but they achieved almost 5,000 tokens per second, which is very fast, right? So it is competitive with Qwen, with GLM, with Jumbo 3, and Llama 4 Scout. So it's a good model. And this is a few words about this chip. So it is like native to China. It doesn't require NVIDIA. So now they can train the models and they can do inference on their own hardware. So this is a big revolution again for China. Another big trend is using terminal-based AI assistants, and there is actually a terminal bench leaderboard. Here is the link, and this is the top of the leaderboard. And again, you see a lot of Claude. So you have Gemini CLI, open sourced agentic coming from Google, right? You have Anthropic Claude Code, which people enjoy, really like. OpenAI Codex CLI, Open Interpreter, which is open source, and people really, really like it. And then Warp. And Warp is probably the greatest, although it is commercial. So modern terminal app that integrates AI-powered suggestions, command completions, reusable workflows, aiming to make terminal usage more efficient and collaborative. And you see on Mac, you just do brew install minus cask warp and whatever, and you start using it. So this is a big trend. Another, AI agents for coding. And there are so many companies, and some of these companies already valued at billions and billions of dollars, and so many success stories. I personally use Klein, and here I put the news about Klein updates, the new version. I recently made a website for a friend, and I didn't touch even a single character of HTML. I was just giving prompts, and each prompt in a separate text file, and boom, 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 it created the whole website, which works in desktop and on smartphones. It changes. It's very, very simple. Well, how simple? It's maybe 13, 14 pages. It has videos, it has images, it has text, it is beautiful, and it's all done without me touching code at all. So it is not even possible. It's kind of addictive. You you tell it what to do and it does it. But you see so many options, and it's kind of religious battles. Some people like particular. Why I selected Klein? Well, it is open source, completely open source. So you don't pay to Klein. You pay for tokens, for example, to Anthropic. They are very good at security, at privacy. Because it's open source, it's very transparent. That was the main reason for me. Because many other services, they charge money and then they pay for tokens. And I don't like this arrangement. Anyway, this is shameless plug to my channel, Lev Selector. You can just search on YouTube. We do these videos every Friday, and next Friday will be another video. These videos are short-lived, so I cannot get reached by making these videos, but I just like to be on the front and show the updates. Anyway, next, Ilya Sutskever, he received a second honorary degree. So this May, he received 2 honorary degrees, one from University of Toronto and another from Open University of Israel. So there's a video where he talks how they moved from Russia to Israel and then to Canada, and how he grateful to Open University and his work with Jeff Hinton and the future. But if AI can do this, what else can it do? And ultimately the answer is going to be everything. So it's a very challenging. AI can build the next generation of AI, the intelligence explosion. Holy moly, what do you do about that? It's a very good short video. Ilya Sutskever is a genius. I highly recommend to listen. Next updates, Google Gemma 3N. So this is a new model. It is small, but very, very capable. It's multimodal, text, audio, image, video. Takes very small amount of RAM, comes with two sizes. They have some architectural innovations, and yeah. So this is great, and it's open, so you can go to Hugging Face and start using it. Anyway, next, go browse from CMU, graph-based framework for scalable web agent training. Interesting work coming from Carnegie Mellon University. And next, Polaris math reasoning models. Very small 4 billion parameters and 7 billion parameters using post-training reinforcement learning and outperform larger counterparts in math and logical reasoning despite they're small. So it's a big achievement. Next is Tower-based, Tower Plus multilingual large language model framework, and model sizes from 2 billion to 72 billion, and they high fidelity translation and robust instruction following. Again, so many models, and different models have different pluses. Cluely, okay, this is scandal. So this is guy Roy Lee. He is famous for cheating on exams, and he now created a startup, and he received funding. So this is this is very interesting story. Next, about Grok from Elon Musk's X AI. So Grok 3.5 was cancelled. Grok 4 is coming in July. In fact, they said it will come right after holidays, so maybe it will come tomorrow, who knows. Also, Elon Musk XAI have raised $10 billion in debt and equity, so the continuing development. Tencent Hunyuan-A13B, open source. Again, mixture of experts, 80 billion parameters, and it has mumble layers, 256K context window, optimized for tool calling and coding, competitive with Qwen and OpenAI O1, which is very high level, and the model is not even that big, so this is great. Inception, yet another type of model. This is diffusion model, and I'll have a separate slide later in this slide deck. But yeah, it's a new development, and it's very interesting. Diffusion models are very fast, and they now can be used for commercial use. OpenAI Deep Research API and prompts. So OpenAI outsourced, open sourced, sorry, the full prompts and methodology, how they do thinking, how they do deep research, details on adding multi-agent support with MCP. So this feature has been integrated into LangChain and LangGraph as announced. Okay, so this is OpenAI Deep Research API. Okay, next, China builds AI computing center in Tibet. So on the top of the world, we have natural cold, abundant solar power, and innovative waste heat recovery. So now they put their data centers there. Very interesting. Future will be like tap, tap, tap. This is a famous quote from Andrej Karpathy. It was his tweet last year in August 24. It's not that simple as we know. A human actually should be in the loop and should correct the course of AI. But it just, I remember this, this is a famous quote. NVIDIA GB202 is the largest Blackwell chip. So there are NVIDIA RTX Pro 6000 GPUs. It's a one-board GPU which you install in your computer. The previous versions used to be like $10,000 per piece. So the new one just released, it has a GB202, which is a Blackwell chip, and it's the largest one. It should be a very, very good chip. So if you want to have your own private, very powerful computer for inference or training, this may be the way to go. Tesla proudly first driverless delivery of a new car. So a new car drive from the factory to the house, to the apartment building, and delivers itself. So this is a new way of delivering the cars. Amazon new AI model for robotics. So they created new foundation models. People say, well, robotics is not here, it's in the future, but Amazon already has more than 1 million robots in their data centers. They have more than 300 facilities worldwide which are using robots, more than 1 million robots already. And this is just one company. Okay, Claude can use Gemini CLI to process big code bases. This is a very interesting trick. So Claude is better than Gemini, in my view, but it is more expensive. But Gemini has very ability to process big context length, right? So you can use Claude as a manager and Gemini as a slave to process big code bases. And this way you have high quality on the top and you have low cost overall on the bottom. So this is a very interesting way to use both models together. Microsoft AI framework diagnoses better than doctors. Well, we spoke about it multiple times. Now it's coming from Microsoft, and they created testing environment, and they actually tested, and it's beyond doubt. OpenAI charge 10 million plus for consulting services. So OpenAI decided to provide consulting services, and they hired a dozen of engineers, and you can hire them as consultants, but the total cost for the project should not be less than 10 million. So OpenAI will not even engage. And they already have some contracts which are multi-year, and they are not 10 million, but like $100 million. So they are doing what other companies are doing. They decided to get some money for consulting. Next, Claude desktop extensions. So you can install Claude desktop application, and then from it you can load DXT file for the extension. There are different kinds of extensions. Another thing Anthropic released is interactive apps in artifacts. So when you're working in Claude, you can create an app, actually working app, like for example in JavaScript. It's working for you, but then you can publish it so that other people can use it. And when they will use it, they will use their own tokens. So they will pay for their own use. So you basically can deploy application like production application where the users will pay for the use of your application. This is interesting. Oracle building data centers. Oracle is known for their databases, and they're still receiving most of their money, their revenues from their databases. But over the last several years, they also got into business of renting data centers. So they're building huge data centers and they rent them for AI inference or training. And this is I don't know. I tried to find exact numbers. It's difficult, but it's probably maybe 20% of their overall revenue is now just from renting the data centers. And they, for example, partner with ByteDance, investing billions into data centers in Singapore and Malaysia, which is the world's second largest AI hub. And last time, remember, I spoke that how Chinese people train their models. They take their data to, let's say, Malaysia and train it on their data centers, which belong to Oracle. or ByteDance or whatever. Hugging Face shuts down Hugging Chat. So Hugging Chat was the place where you see this is the image where they were offering live chat using different open source models, so you can compare them. So they decided to shut it down. Deep Agent from Abacus AI. Abacus AI is a very well-known startup, a very interesting company, and it's magical what they do, highly respected. So they created, you see this deep agent, God tier AI agent can do anything. So it can do discovery, it can make decision, it can do self-prompting, it can run code, it can improve over time. It's really ahead of others. So I highly recommend to follow what Abacus AI is doing. Use ChatGPT as photo editing studio. I use ChatGPT to generate images, but what I didn't realize that you can use it to take existing photograph, for example, and change it the way you want. So here, this is example from this regular photograph made probably with iPhone to this one, right? And the prompt was create a high contrast close portrait of my face, focusing on front head in black and white close up. You see, close up, 30mm lens, 4K HD quality, giving proud expression, water droplets on my face. So if you make it bigger, you can actually see the droplets. Black shadow background of face is visible with my profile looking sharper, adding wet hair, ratio 4:3. So yeah, there are many other examples, and you can of course just do it yourself. Upload your picture on ChatGPT and give it editing instructions and see what it will do with your picture. Okay, next, Apple MLX framework. Well, I don't do any coding on Apple MLX, but if you are in Apple world, this is the thing to use, right? Machine Learning Exchange is Apple Machine Learning Framework specifically for Apple Silicon. It's a NumPy-like array framework optimized for Apple Unified Memory Architecture, designed for efficiency, run machine learning, and use both CPU and GPU, and so on. Over 5,000 MLX models have been uploaded on Hugging Face, so these are open sourced. Next, this is a very good article, how to do prompting, right? So the 5-word fix that made my AI prompts 10 times smarter, and the phrase is, take a deep breath and, and then follow your prompt. Right? But there are many other good advices, how you design the prompt like a product interface, give detailed descriptions, give persona, role, describe the constraints, the output formatting, and so on. I highly recommend to click on this link and actually read the original article. It's a good article. Okay, FastHTML and MonsterUI. So last year we were very excited about FastHTML. This is a Python framework which allows you to build front end for web applications. So the whole application, both backend, server side, and front end, everything is in Python, right? Now we have addition to this, which is called MonsterUI. And this is done by Isaac Flath, but with Jeremy Howard again. So it's all under Answer AI umbrella. And it is designed to create good front-end interfaces very easily. So yeah, so the combination of these two frameworks is probably the good way to go, the easy, effective way to build web applications. Okay, Inception Labs. Remember I told earlier about diffusion LLMs, which are very fast. And yeah, so for example, Mercury Code Mini, more than 1,000 tokens per second on H100 GPU. And the small is also like 737 tokens per second. This is really, really fast. And the way they work is a coarse to fine generation process. and denoising steps. So they up to 10 times faster than frontier speed optimized LLMs. This is their selling points. So now we have models which are production grade, absolutely can be used in production, and they're very fast. Inception Labs is in Palo Alto, California, founded by professors from Stanford, UCLA, and Cornell. Okay, next, test AI agents using Judge Agent. So how you test the AI agents? The problem is that AI agents, by its nature, are not deterministic. Traditional software testing goes like this. You given the output X, expect output Y, and you just check that you received Y. But with agents, it doesn't work this way. They will give you different answers with time, when you ask a second time and so on. And this is done on purpose because they need to deal with new information. They need to learn, right? So variability is a feature. So how you test? Human testing doesn't work because agents now become very complex. They use a lot of tools, and the combinatorial explosion of possible interactions with multiple workflows and tools makes manual testing absolutely impractical, right? So what to do? And the approach is you test using 3 agents. First of all, your agent, this is your system which you want to test, right? Then you have another agent which simulates a human, and then you the tester, and then you have a judge agent which evaluates the interaction. And this combination of 3 agents, apparently a very effective way to test agents. So if you're creating an agent system, you should consider using this. So this is the paper. Next, speech-to-text systems. Somebody asked me, and I looked, and there are so many. I listed just like top. There are, of course, OpenAI, Whisperer, and Google Cloud Speech-to-Text, Assembly AI, Amazon, Microsoft, Grok, DeepGram, Pixno, Ico, and Otter. And there are speech-to-text, and there are text-to-speech, very high quality, very fast, real time. I want to say a few words about this QTI. They have both speech-to-text and text-to-speech models, and they are open sourced. So they rank #1 among streaming models on OpenACR Leaderboard, runs on devices like Macs or iPhones, very low, like ultra low latency, and yeah, and it's open source. So QTI Labs is a private lab located in Paris, France, founded in 2023 and well funded. So this is the picture of Eiffel Tower in France. Okay, next, largest quantum computers. So this is the list. On the top we have Advantage 2 by D-Wave, and this is a quantum annealer, which means it finds the solution for, let's say, optimization problem by cooling. Like first you start with a lot of randomness, and then you decrease the temperature, you cool things down, kind of this approach. And you see the sizes in numbers of qubits, so of a few thousands down to maybe very few. And so D-Wave recently achieved a major quantum computing breakthroughs. The annealing quantum computer, the Advantage 2 prototype, solved complex simulations, magnetic materials in minutes, as opposed to millions of years it would take by classical computer. So it was published in Science, it's peer-reviewed, so it's truth. The quantum computer's performance was not only faster, but also highly accurate. So there is some other new research, which I probably will talk next week about, like computers, quantum computers using light. Microsoft is very interesting. Microsoft is working on what's called topological qubit that is theoretically less noisy. The goal is this logical qubit, quality over quantity. This is their approach, and they recently demonstrated their first processor. So yeah, the future may be very interesting. Oh, about the past. So this is Grace Hopper. remember NVIDIA computers, I mean chips, Grace CPU and Hopper GPU, H100, named after her. So she is also known for coining the term bug. So this is actually the real bug found in the computer. It was shortening some contacts. So it's a famous story, and she was talking about this incident in many of her speeches. So Grace Hopper, pioneering computer scientist, Navy officer, often credited for discovering and popularizing this incident. She was telling the story in many public lectures. The story has become legendary, and the term bug for technical error and debugging for fixing such error, which is pulling the bug out, entered the lexicon of computer science. However, the use of bug to describe technical problems predates this incident, with Thomas Edison using the term in like 1800s. So as usual. Anyway, so this is information about jobs and layoffs, and the big event happening right now is Microsoft laying off about 9,000 employees on July 2nd. So it just happened now. And this is me as usual, and thank you.